Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're looking at something that honestly feels like pure science fiction, but it's rapidly becoming a very real conversation about our future. We're going to explore the ultimate futuristic getaway, the dawn of space tourism. For decades, leaving Earth was strictly the domain of highly trained government astronauts. But right now, we are standing on the very edge of an era where booking a ticket to orbit might just become the new frontier of leisure travel.
Okay, let's dive into this. When you plan a trip to just get away from it all, what instantly pops into your head? For most of us, it's a standard beach trip, right? You pack a swimsuit, grab some sunscreen, and head to the coast to just relax on the sand. But I want to challenge that traditional idea of a vacation for a minute. We're weighing that classic beach getaway against a journey directly into orbit. It's a massive paradigm shift in how we think about leisure, travel, and what a destination can actually be. And what's wild to consider is just how close space really is. The Kármán line, which is the widely accepted boundary of space, is only about 62 miles up. To put that into perspective, that is roughly the distance from New York City to Philadelphia. You could literally drive there in an hour on the highway, well, provided your car could point straight up and travel at Mach 25.
So what if your next vacation wasn't on a beach, but literally in space? Just picture it for a second. You are in a grand, luxurious, futuristic hotel, silently floating in orbit high above Earth. You're standing inside, looking out through these massive, sprawling glass windows. The scale of it is honestly hard to wrap your head around. There's no wind, no sound from outside, just the complete, eerie silence of the vacuum of space, perfectly contrasting with the glowing, brilliant blue planet taking up your entire field of view. It's this cinematic, awe-inspiring perspective that is entirely removed from the gravity and the noise of your normal, everyday life. You'd be traveling at 17,500 miles per hour, catching a breathtaking sunrise or sunset every 45 minutes, yet inside, everything is completely serene.
Now you might be wondering, how do we actually get from this grand vision to a book ticket? Well, the key lies in the role of private space companies. They are the ones actively pushing the envelope and driving this monumental shift. This isn't just some fantasy sketched out on a storyboard anymore. We're rapidly transitioning away from exclusively government-funded exploration and moving right into private commercial enterprise. Thanks to rapid advancements, things like the development of reusable rocket boosters and the intense push for commercial low Earth orbit destinations, scientists and industry leaders firmly believe that orbital space hotels are pretty much an inevitable reality. In fact, companies are already designing commercial habitats intended to replace the International Space Station, laying the exact groundwork needed for civilian space resorts.
Let's move on and see how this builds. Your journey essentially kicks off with docking. And because the spacecraft transporting you is entirely reusable now, this kind of frequent commercial travel is finally becoming economically viable, rather than just a one-off billion-dollar stunt. So the transport smoothly docks at the sprawling space hotel. As the airlock cycles and you finally step inside, wow, you are instantly hit with the reality of your new environment. It's a moment of absolute, total awe as you take in the scale and the engineering of an orbital home that was designed not just for bare-bones survival, but for true comfort. Once you're all settled inside, the experience on board is going to be incredibly exciting and just totally unique. First off, you get to live and play in zero gravity. Now, while floating effortlessly sounds like a total blast, the realities of zero-G are actually pretty hilarious. You have to learn how to drink liquids out of these specially sealed pouches so stray water droplets don't float away and short out the electronics. And sleeping? Actually, scratch that. It's more like strapping yourself into a sleeping bag anchored to a wall so you don't casually drift into your roommate in the middle of the night. Because there's no up or down, every single surface is a floor, a wall, and a ceiling simultaneously. You'll also be assisted by highly advanced AI robots catering to your needs as you navigate this brand new environment. And of course, the main event. Just spending your time gazing out of those giant observation windows, quietly watching Earth spin far below you.
So the crucial point is, we have to balance this incredible luxury with the frankly lethal reality just outside those windows. There is a very stark contrast between the pure luxury experience, the excitement, the thrill of zero gravity, the breathtaking Earth views, and the uncompromising survival requirements. To keep guests alive in the harsh, unforgiving vacuum of space, you need incredibly complex, closed-loop life support systems that literally recycle every single drop of moisture. You also need heavy-duty radiation protection. Outside of Earth's protective atmosphere, you're constantly exposed to cosmic rays and unpredictable solar flares, which are serious, serious hazards. The engineering required to seamlessly merge high-end hospitality with military-grade survival tech is absolutely extreme.
And beyond the science and that incredible engineering, there is a stark financial reality. The massive economic hurdle of getting all this material off the ground in the first place. Building massive orbital structures equipped with advanced life support, radiation shielding, and high-end luxury amenities requires a staggering amount of capital. To put it into perspective for you, historically, it has cost around $10,000 to launch a single pound of payload into Earth's orbit. Let that sink in. While modern reusable rockets are actively driving that cost down, sending thousands of tons of steel, glass, water, and life support equipment into space remains an astronomical investment. It is quite literally the single biggest barrier that has to be cleared before these space hotels can officially open their doors.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly where we currently stand. We are fully in the phase of bringing the dream closer. While these sprawling luxury hotels don't actually exist in orbit today, the relentless ongoing R&D is actively bridging the gap. Right now, aerospace companies are out there testing inflatable habitat modules that launch compressed and then physically expand in space, which drastically cuts down on launch weight and costs. There are actual commercial space stations planned for deployment by the late 2020s, so every successful rocket landing and every single new commercial module tested in orbit brings us tangibly closer to a future where anyone can book a ticket to the stars. So I want you to picture it one last time. The space hotel is glowing brilliantly in the dark above Earth, while a reusable spacecraft gently departs back into a sea of stars. Knowing all the details we just covered, the luxurious zero gravity, the incredible but slightly complicated floating meals, the extreme engineering, and the advanced life support systems keeping the whole shebang running safely, I have to ask you directly, would you spend a night in a hotel in space? It's an absolutely fascinating question to ponder for your next big vacation. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and be sure to subscribe for more deep dives into our future.